being perfect and being good at in 90 days challenge. So I have started a series where I explain the things that how did you can learn English in 90 days, and this is the day third, and we are going to practice together, right? I know you are not perfect, we are not perfect, but we will practice together and we will become perfect in it, right? So there are the so many things that we have focused on, and in our previous video we have talked about that how you can deal with the anxiety and the things that you forget while speaking, and where will you get the motivations from to speak in English, and what kind of things you would do to stay motivated to learn English, because sometimes we feel so exhausted and we don't want to practice any more of English, and that's why at that time we need to be consistent at the at our practice. So, and how you will motivate yourself, the most important thing, and how would you convince yourself to do, because all day are not the same for us, right? Some day you would feel very energetic, and the next day you will feel very tired without doing anything. So how would you do the things at that time? How would you motivate at that time? There should be a purpose in our life to learn something. If you're learning, you're your vision should be very clear, that why you are learning something, what would you get after doing it, and this is how you can learn the thing, this is how you can make yourself motivate. Okay, so what we are going to learn today, right? What gonna be the topic of today? So we are going to discuss today on the topic that sometimes we forget the word while speaking, right? Sometimes you are going to describe something and just then you forget the word. So what exactly thing you would do at that time? How would you manage the situation when you are describing something, you are going to explain something, and just your mind went blank, you could not understand, and sometimes you would feel like what happened to you, and sometimes you would feel like, oh shit, I forget the word, and what word I was looking for, how would I use it, and so many things will start come in your mind while speaking when you actually forget the word. So what exactly thing you would do at that time? We need to use the simple word instead of the perfect word, right? If you want to say something, for example, if you want to say the delicious, but when you were trying to express yourself about delicious, you just forget the word delicious. So what exactly word you would use at that time? You can use their alternative meanings, like for example, if you were about to say that the food was very delicious, but when when it is about to speak, you forget the words. So what would you do at that time? You need to use the alternative. You can say that the food was good, the food was tasty, instead of saying the delicious, because you have forgotten the word delicious. So you need some words to just fill it up, right? And when you will do it, you will not let your flow break, right? You will speak continuously and it will give you the confidence to keep speaking, right? And the second things that you should use, that if some word is not coming in your mind, then you can use the around word. For example, if you are going to say something or you forget the word, topic is that what we can say and what we should do when we forget the word while speaking. So what would you do? You can use the around word. For example, if I was about to say umbrella but I forget the word, so what would you do at that time? You can use, and you can say that the things that we can use in rainy, of course it will give the same meaning, but what exactly you are doing, we are not using umbrella, but we are using that the things we use in a rain, both give the same meanings, right? But this is the solution when you forget the words, right? And the most important things that you need to understand, that if you are going to say whatever it is, whatever topic you are going to say, you know there should be a framework in your mind. Your vision should be very clear that what exactly you are going to talk about, right? If your vision will not clear, you would never be able to describe, and definitely you would forget the word if your vision is not clear, your topic is not clear. So what you gonna do at that time, right? Sometimes, what happened, what exactly we learn the words, we learn the words instead of learning a sentences. I will tell you the importance of learning a word in the sentences, not as a proper words. So what's gonna happen if you will use, and if you will learn a word only, sometimes you would forget, because those words that we don't use in a daily life often, we just forget. That's the human nature, right? That's the human nature, that we forget the word if we don't use them often in our life. So what's gonna happen, we gonna use that word in a sentences, because when we use the sentences, it will connect to your memories, and that things will be stay in your mind for a long period of time, right? So for example, if you are going to say anything that you want, for example, fabulous, right? And after some time, and maybe you after some time you would forget the word fabulous. But when you will use the word fabulous in a sentences, that your performance was fabulous, and I was complimented fabulous for my speech. When you use the word in a sentences, it will connect to your memory, right? And it will stay in your mind for long period of time, right? So that will definitely help you to, while you in the case when you forget the word while speaking, right? And the next solution would be like, we should use naturally pauses, right? Naturally pauses mean that, you know we forget the word, and sometimes you don't understand what we should say next. So what would you do at that time? You can, and we can use naturally fillers. For example, we can say like, I think, or maybe it should be like this, or unfortunately, and I mean, and how can I say. And you can say that, which was I was looking for to describe something, right? So when you will use the filler, you will get enough time to think about the word which was looking for, right? And that is the most important. I would say that this is the most important things that we need to use, right? When you will use the fillers, you will get enough time to bring the things, and they bring the meaning of things that we are about to express, right? So you're gonna use it, right? I really want to share a one incident that happened to me today, that I was taking in class 7 or 8, I think, in my class. So most of my students were asking that, you know how do you speak so well? I mean, I have seen you so many times speaking, or on a speech you were just speaking fabulous. And I say that, when I was in a out area, like I can see the things far, then I get a lot of vision to things. Instead of, when I record my video, I'm sitting in my, in my room. There is not enough space, so sometimes I don't understand, and sometimes I couldn't understand, sometimes my mind doesn't work. But when I actually work in my room, even in my room, I work, then my mind work properly. So so this is the technique that I use in my classroom. Whenever I was taking the class, I used to walk in the classroom and I speak, right? So it was, today was a very exhausted day for me, because you can actually understand how badly my voice has affected, because it was a long day for me, and I was taking like a six I took 6 period today, and it was really exhausting for me. But still, I'm here, I'm practicing together with all of you, because I know it is also important. And if I will break this consistency of practicing English every single day, it will not work for me, and it will not work for you guys. So if you want something happen, something work for you, you need to do it every single day. No matter how exhausted day it was for you, no matter how exhausted day it was for me. But if we want to be perfect on something, or if we want something happen, something good happen in our life, then we definitely need to do that continuously. No matter how many problems you have, no matter how many problems you have solved, no matter if your body need rest, but if there is something that is important for you, then definitely do that, right? Definitely do that, will work for you. And whatever things that we are doing right now, it will pay you off. Not right now, not tomorrow, but one day it will definitely pay you off, because everything that we do, and some of the thing, and most of the things that we put efforts to do, that will definitely pay you off, right? So if it is important for you to practice, come here every single day, practice with me. Best, become best in your life, become, make your English better, do better in your life. Thank you for today.